Welcome to the VOWCAST. Today we have a bonus episode. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Whitney.
And we're going to go into some juicy truth bombs straight from the heart of the internet.
That's right. We went to Reddit and we found some real destination wedding regrets from real couples and even one from a guest too. We're also going to share some of our own regrets from our own wedding.
Some are funny, some are facepalm worthy. They're all very helpful. I can say I loved your regrets. I mean, don't take it the wrong way.
Well, let's get into it. Let's see. Reddit edition, destination wedding regrets.
I'm going to read post number 1 from Reddit from an anonymous Reddit user. Here goes. Only regret was that we didn't give our guests more notice, 7 months, but there were things out of our control. Despite short notice and the layoffs affecting our friends group in the past couple years, we had a decent turnout with a little more than 50%.
Okay.
50% of their guest list. What do you think?
I was going to say, what do you think is the ideal notice?
I feel like 7 months is pushy.
Yeah.
Like, we need at least a year.
Yeah, I agree.
I know it feels like, what? A year? But because there's international travel involved, honestly, a lot can be still changed and swiveled if you do like more than 7 months. So
I agree. And I think also that window of time for your guests to book is like if you do a year out from when you actually have the wedding date, for them to book, it's going to be a little bit less because you've got your cutoff day and things to consider.
Yeah, because payments and all of that is due like 4 or 5 months out.
Yeah.
So if you just give 7 months out, you're giving only 1 month or 2 to your guests to decide, to buy flights, to get passports sorted. So
I understand that was a regret.
Yeah. And it's a common one.
Yeah.
And also, if you're a couple out there that are thinking about a last minute destination wedding and you've heard this from a person already over the phone and you're like, they're probably just, telling me this because it's easier for them or whatever, really listen to the advice. It's because it gets very complicated.
Yeah.
You'll probably lose a lot more than 50% in your guest list.
Yep, for sure.
Wedding regrets number 2.
Oh, okay. Let's have a look. I'm going to read this one. We had initially picked a location that was a 90-minute drive from the nearest major airport. Looking back, I would have switched to a more convenient location that was within 30 minutes. I think having a convenient location would have made the weekend more seamless. From Reddit user Juju, I think that says, or Ju.
Shushu.
Or maybe it's Ju Kiss Kiss.
You.
Whoever you are, Juju.
We got you. We hear your regret. Honestly, it's spending more time in a shuttle than in the resort. Kind of 90 minutes is a lot.
I mean, how far is too long? How far is too far?
Yeah. Well, it also depends where your guests are flying from. Like we say, it's everyone's from Florida and they're flying into Cancun. It's a half-hour drive, and then it's almost like you just hopped on a van and went to Cancun. It's that close. But if you're crossing the whole country and you're doing a stopover and then you get there and then you need to find your shuttle and then get on the shuttle and go for like an hour and a half, it's too much.
Yeah.
Very important to consider when you're thinking about a venue.
Yeah, I agree. I think, look, a 30-minute down the road is great, but like you said, think about the travel, because if you're only traveling a quick across the water, Miami to Cancun, quickly you're there, maybe 90 minutes is not too bad.
Well, 90 feels like a lot, but honestly, there's destinations like Jamaica, some in the DR, depending on the airport you fly to, it's like an hour and a half drive. In the Cancun area now, there's the Tulum airport, so that one helps a bit to the south, but not a lot. No. So super important thing to consider. Love it. I'm sorry you regret this. I hope everyone still had a great time. Yeah. All right. Regret post number 3. I have 0 regrets. Ooh, I like that. We had about 80 people come out for our wedding, and it was the best weekend of my life. I had such a great time, and our guests still talk about how fun that weekend was. Of course, there were some people who couldn't attend, which we totally understood, but our main family and friends were there. This is Reddit user Grace Torres photo. Oh, we love to hear this.
Oh my God, I love it, Grace. What helps walk away with 0 regrets? That's a really good one.
I mean, just invite the right people and don't stress about it too much.
Exactly.
Like, make sure you focus on it's going to be an amazing time with your best friends and family. And you're going to celebrate the love of your life. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Goosebumps again. It's just...
Don't sweat the big stuff.
Yeah. Don't worry about too much. Just
Then it will limit the regret.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like
I
it.
love that one.
Okay. So the next one. When we sent the invites, we didn't get everyone hyped up as I would have liked. We started with formal details like the itinerary. I think if it's destination you really want, sorry, make it feel like a vacation for yourself and for your guests before getting into the finer details. This is by Reddit user competitive_side competitive 244.
Yeah, let's get excited. Before you start with, and you need to book by this time, and this is how much you need to pay, and da, da, da. It's remember, don't lose focus on the reason why this whole thing is happening. You're in love and you want to celebrate it with your favorite people.
Yeah.
Let's be festive about it.
Or
I
even
think
like a cool video, like
yeah,
we're thinking of destination, make it
little
fun.
dance,
Like,
little
you
dance
know how
move.
they do those baby reveal videos or something? You could do like destination wedding reveal, like
Reveal. Oh, I like it.
this is what we're thinking. I just thought of that idea. That's kind of cool.
Write it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally don't overstress it. Don't overstress people. It's gonna be fantastic. And there will be people in charge of telling them all this,
Yeah, of
telling them
course.
how
Like
much
the
it is.
finer
Da, da, da,
details
da,
will
da.
come later, but just hype it up with the excitement of we're gonna do
Don't lose the
destination.
soul of the whole thing, which
Uh-huh.
is your love
I love it.
and your happiness.
Love it.
Okay.
Or you could even come and visit and do the video there, like, "We're gonna do destination."
A destination reveal from the resort where
Yeah.
you're getting married. Boom.
Boom. Love it.
Love it. But still give them a lot of time in advance.
Yeah.
All right, I'm up. If you do a destination wedding, try to make everything else about it as convenient as possible for your guests. We went to a destination wedding that was not only international and expensive, but was on a Monday that was also the weekend of Mother's Day.
Oh, well.
Oh God. So people had to make more PTO and miss Mother's Day with their families. And to stay at the resort, there was a 3-night minimum, but there was nothing else around the resort. This is by Reddit user.
Big apprehensive 1412.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, wow. That was a big ask.
So where's the line between doing what you want and being considerate to your guest?
I mean, look, you have to look at long weekends for, people and PTO and whatnot, but Mother's Day.
But I did this. Don't you remember? I booked my wedding over Thanksgiving and totally didn't remember it was over
Are
Thanksgiving.
you joking?
And then the resort had 5-night minimum stay at some point before like guests had really booked.
This is a travel agent, people. This is
I
someone that
did
knows
it.
about destination weddings.
But I didn't even think. I just loved that day and I got wrapped up in it. And
And your
then,
family was coming, so
yeah. And then
you got in the
a few people told me, it's Thanksgiving, right? I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. So it's easy to overlook. Like Mother's Day for me would also be very easy to overlook. So definitely something to consider, I guess, and think of.
I'm sorry you regret that.
Yeah, as a guest,
It's good for you for going. That means you're good friends.
Yeah,
Good
for
job.
sure.
All right. Next one up.
Oh, okay. This is a long one. Catering to unhinged wedding guest requests. We had 2 guests ask us to have a +1 at last minute. Both of these guests told us they wouldn't bring anyone, and then 1, 2 weeks before the wedding, and 2, on the week of the wedding, asked us if they could each bring random people, which required that we adjust the guest count for welcome events, post-wedding brunch, and the reception. Neither of us had met either +1s. We ended up saying yes, and I regret that. These people are now all over our wedding photos, were complete strangers to us, and we didn't get thanked for including either one. Reddit user Maximum Falcon 5231. Ooh. Okay.
That's a toughie.
I understand the regret. But it's also hard to say no.
Yeah, like when you invite, are you inviting 1 or 2?
Yeah. I also think the last minute thing is a deal breaker, right? I think if there has to be a point of cut off. Look, we can't add +1s. We can't have extra people past this date.
It's also hard.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's more
things change.
realistic.
Yeah, things change. I mean, I get it. Ugh, this is a tough one.
Yeah, but I had a friend that had this also, not a destination wedding, but she did +1s, and now all in the photos there's +1s, and those people are not even together anymore. So it's kind of weird in her video.
You know
of,
what?
like,
Consider your +1s. You know what I'm thinking right now?
don't just bring a date to a wedding.
I once went to meet one of our brides to a resort and just to go and hug her before the wedding. And she goes, "This is crazy, Ellie. This these two guys that we didn't invite showed up. And I'm like, what? She's like, we know them, but we didn't want them here. But they showed up. Like, they knew about the wedding and showed up. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, if
Sorry.
you're a guest, be mindful, it's sometimes when you're invited to a destination wedding, you might think that, oh, it's just, a party elsewhere, but it's a very intimate event. Um Couples actually choose destinations sometimes for this reason,
Yeah.
to be able to trim down that list and make sure they have, those real core
VIP's coming.
people,
Uh-huh.
and then showing them up uninvited or bringing someone that totally like is not part of the vibe can be weird, but it's also a tough ask.
Mhm. I mean, we also had
What
groups
do you
before.
think, listener? What do you think? It's
Yeah,
hard.
we'd like to know actually.
Yeah.
Remember, we also had group before where they just show up on the day of and like, "Can I have a room? We wanna come."
Oh
Like,
my goodness. Yeah. Like, hi, we're here for a wedding. Like if it was, the resort's like, this is an all-inclusive resort. We're sold out. It's not that easy. So yeah. What did we learn today? Let's see. Regrets. Biggest regret. What were you?
what, the ones from what we read? I think the guest one.
That's a tough one. It got to my heart.
Yeah.
Um,
Like
but
the
I
whole, like, Mother's Day and dates and things,
Yeah, I can
Like,
also
it's
say, like,
important.
from this, I will highlight, take your time and make sure you give ample time for everyone. It's super important that people think about this. Look at a calendar, make sure that they know that it's not their weekend with their family or whatever. And
I
keep the
I
vibe up.
wanna, share a couple of little regrets that I had for my own wedding.
Okay. Ooh,
Um
insider, baby.
Well, what I said at the start, like, don't sweat the big stuff. I was sweating the big stuff, man. Like, even the small stuff, yeah, like the chairs, the type of chairs I had. I was super wanting this particular chair. I didn't want to deter from that. It was so important for me, the
And you
vision.
bridezilla proper
I did
about
on
that.
those, yeah. I mean, I don't regret it for the ceremony. I think the ceremony, yes. But the reception, I didn't need those chairs, man. I didn't need them. And thank you, Ellie, paid for them. It was a gift. And I'm so glad I
A
have them.
friend that loves you
Yeah.
even above the chair
But I
tantrum.
think I didn't need to sweat that, And even
No need.
the specific dance floor I had, like, it could have been the lower price one and it would have been still beautiful.
We would have still danced all night
Of
on it.
course, we did. We
We
enjoyed
did.
it, but
We stepped on it proper.
even the photography, videography, that was a huge deal for me. It still is. I'm so happy I have what I have, but I could have probably gone a little bit lower and still had a beautiful one. So I think just don't sweat the big stuff. I had Mexican entertainment in my
Oh
wedding.
my God,
It
that
was the
was
cheapest thing I
amazing.
added, and it was the best thing. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Everyone was so like
It was so cool.
awed by it. I loved it.
Just a little tip.
Regrets from my wedding. Probably, I don't remember much. Oh, probably,
Remembering it.
no, actually, I loved everything. Like, now that I know more about weddings, obviously, from back then, I was barefooted all the time, and I remember my feet being black at the end of the day, and I was like, "Oh, I hope that doesn't come out in any pictures," because it was the sand, and then running, and we ended up at the club. Like, it was a super wild party in the end, which was amazing. I think I just regret probably not doing a couple more events with the people.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Like, we
that's a
hung
good
out at the
one.
pool, but, like, I would have loved probably a welcome one day before or a bonfire or something, like, more stuff with the same people. Because everyone still like, one of the posts that we read said, "People still tell me how amazing it was, like, what a great weekend we had." I still get that, like,
Yeah, that's really
13 years
nice.
in, and
So cool.
I think, like, I would have done more stuff like that,
You
like,
can do
more.
it again, a renewal.
I'll do a renewal
Let's do it.
with fancy chairs.
Nice.
Now we'll sit on the sand, it's
Love
okay.
it, love it. As
Alright.
long as you don't regret bride and groom,
Yeah.
That's
I don't
good.
regret the groom,
That's good.
honey. Okay, so
Give notice,
yeah, give notice,
pick the
keep the
right
vibe up,
location,
don't make it like, and you need to pay, and it's fun, it's celebration.
communicate clearly, and no random plus ones.
Be mindful, guests. All right, so this has been a nice VOWCAST bonus episode. We hope you had fun. It was fun.
I loved
We
it.
did not know what it was about. It was all improv and really interesting cases. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode, and happy planning for your beautiful journey.
Enjoy it, guys. If you're planning getting married abroad, just starting to plan, we'd love to hear from you. So please reach out.
Drop your questions, comments. We're here to hear you, okay? Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.